I'm Janice Hostegger. After 3 decades in the marketing business and many years of being an entrepreneur, I've learned a thing or two about marketing. Join me as we talk about marketing, small business, and life in between. Welcome to My Weekly Marketing. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the My Weekly Marketing podcast, where today we're going to talk about what's hot in social media. I just returned from a week in beautiful San Diego at my first social media marketing world. Actually, it was pretty rainy and drizzly, but even in the rain and the drizzle, San Diego is a beautiful location, and this conference was no exception. Being in the convention center overlooking Coronado Island, it was fabulous. And it was a great experience, not just because I met a lot of awesome professionals and heard legendary speakers, but because I learned so much. The thing with social media, and you probably know this, is that it's ever changing, and that can be extremely frustrating for anyone with a small business or, like me, anyone in marketing. So for today's episode, I wanted to put together 5 important things I learned at Social Media Marketing World. Now, just to be clear, I learned a whole lot more than 5 things. In fact, I have yet to go through all the recordings of the breakout sessions that I missed. But these were a few things that I think every small business owner should know. So let's dig in. Okay, first up, number 1, social media is still alive and well, including, drumroll, Facebook. 1 trillion hours were booked on social media apps on Android phones in 2022. 1 trillion hours, just in case it's been a minute since you had math, that's a billion billions. And that's just Android phones, because we can't accurately track things like that on iPhones. Also, the number of people using social media on Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp is the highest it's ever been in history. And this is from a poll of social media marketers done by Social Media Examiner. The social media platform that improves your sale the most, 34% say Facebook, while the next was Instagram at 25%. The platform that increases exposure the most, so this is a close one, Instagram leads at 76%, followed by TikTok and YouTube, each at 73%. So that's exposure or awareness. Which platform increases your sales the most? That would be Instagram. Which platform generates the most leads? People say Facebook at 73%. Followed very closely by LinkedIn at 72%. The most important platform for marketers, get this, 45% say Facebook, followed next by Instagram at 22%. So Facebook is not on life support yet. Does that surprise you? So what does that mean for you? It's time to revisit Facebook. And that leads me to number 2. Number 2 of the 5 things I learned at Social Media Marketing World, Facebook is still very much alive. You probably know that organic reach is continuing to drop lower each quarter. So if you have a Facebook page for your business, it's likely not showing up in the feed much at all. Also, in quarter 4, only 15% of content with links made it to the feed. So if you're sharing a page from your website or your blog, the chances are slim that people will see it. So what is working on Facebook? This is from Facebook's widely viewed content report. And I quote, 16.8% came from feed recommendations, which show people content from sources they are not connected to, but we think they might be interested in. We refer to this content as unconnected posts. So unconnected post is content Facebook thinks you will be interested in, but you have no connection to it. So have you noticed that in the feeds lately? They say things like suggested for you, and you may not have had any idea where it came from or why it's in your feed. Facebook wants you to experience pages and people who you do not know. They're calling them unconnected. Unconnected distribution gets more distribution than friends, pages, and groups. On Facebook, our fans and followers are getting to be less important. Instead, it's the content that matters. Mark Zuckerberg posted in February this quote on his Facebook page. Facebook and Instagram are shifting from being organized solely around people and accounts you follow to increasingly show you more relevant content recommended by our AI systems. So that unconnected category is going to get bigger. The AI thinks content is relevant, and you might want to consider using AI-generated content as well. More about that in a bit. Could unconnected content be your next opportunity? When you share really interesting content that your friends will reshare, then almost 38% of feed posts will be this type of content. So although the type of content has been always really important, this tells us that it's even going to become even more important. Number 3 things I learned. Turn on professional mode on your personal profile for views. Using professional mode on your personal profile will mean that people can follow you instead of friend request you. But this is something that Facebook is encouraging right now for content creators. So if you're creating content that's universal in nature, even for your business, this is something that Facebook is rewarding through increased feed exposure and even monetization. It can be text posts, it can be opinions, it can be anything that people want to see, but this is a way to get increased exposure, even though it's on your personal profile. You can always post things that are just for your friends, but this is just a way to increase your exposure, and that's on your personal profile, not on your business page. So if you're creating content anyway through blog posts or short form video or whatever it is you're doing, it's a new way of looking at it. Number 4, short form video is currently still hot. Sometimes when something is working on social media and everyone starts jumping on the bandwagon, we think that maybe it's not working as well because everybody is using it. That's not the case with short form video, and here's why. Number 1, people have shorter attention spans. We just are so inundated with so much noise and content all the time that we have a harder time paying attention. So short form video really helps with that. Number 2, the format forces you to get more concise with your messaging. That just says it all right there. We can't put a lot of fluff in if we're trying to focus on just the core information that we need. Number 3, it's being pushed into the feed by social platforms because people love it. Number 4, it can be used in multiple places, any social media platform, on your website, in ads, in your landing pages. And as a bonus, it's quick and easy for you to do, and it's easy to test. And number 5, ChatGPT is the fastest web adaptation in history. Over the next 10 years, we'll see the power shifting to creators and away from platforms themselves. AI tools will help you create better content. It'll help you speed up your creation because AI is your friend and it's not just a passing trend. You'll have more time to look at the other parts of your business because AI can help you with all this. Why? Because AI has their finger on the things that are working and resonating with your audience. So the time to embrace ChatGPT or AI is right now while you have the edge over your competition. And one tool that I've recently discovered is called fastreply.io, and they use AI to create replies on Twitter and LinkedIn for you. It's just something I've just found, and welcome to try it out and see if you like it. So stay tuned. I'll have some upcoming episodes on ways that you can use AI tools like ChatGPT and some others. As much fun as this has been today, the fun doesn't stop here. As always, the first step to doing any sort of marketing is to understand your target audience. And I don't just mean in a general way like females between 25 and 45. I mean that understanding what makes your best customer tick is the key to unlocking a successful business and successful marketing. You can find my free guide to creating your ideal customer profile in the show notes for today's episode, myweeklymarketing.com/4. If you found this content to be helpful, please subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. I would be so grateful. Tune in to next week's episode where we'll look at how to manage and create a marketing strategy, which is what I love to help business owners with the most. See you next time. Bye for now.